Well, it's that time of month, time for the Loop 202 Freeway update, and I have special guests this month. It's Tara Krieg of the TK team,
Hi,
Premier
guys.
First Financial.
I feel honored to be included this month.
Well, Tara has done a few of our events out there. I mean,
I
she
have.
and I have co-hosted the Santa landing and the egg drop, and Tara's been out to Laveen quite a bit. However, you've never seen it from the air.
I haven't, and I am so excited. I cannot believe the progress they've made with this freeway.
And we've talked about all the opportunity out there, so you're going to see it firsthand, bird's eye view, what's going on in the area.
Absolutely.
And I'm also joined by Rick Rademaker,
Woo-hoo!
Arizona Flight Training Center. He's going to be our pilot today in his beautiful Cessna 210. I'm going to take the month off because I'm going to show Tara, firsthand, so I don't have to worry about flying. Rick is also a client of Tara and myself.
Yes, I am.
He is.
Rick got a house about a year ago, right?
Yeah, September.
Yeah, exactly. So let's go. Let's wheels up, and Tara, you're going to ride shotgun.
Woohoo!
I'll be in the
Front
back.
seat. I'm excited.
Now we're getting into the Laveen portion, and right below us is the Vicuiva Casino.
Okay.
But if you start to look in the distance, you'll see a lot of open land that has already been, the dirt has already been moved around to make new subdivisions. So when we talk about the opportunity out here in Laveen, you see the perspective.
Yeah, it really becomes very centralized
Right.
to the whole valley. Whereas before Laveen was, you had baseline. You're only direct
That's it.
to the I-10.
Baseline, and baseline is getting to be really, really busy, especially during rush hour periods.
Well, this freeway is going to make all the difference.
So when I say, the time is really right, the time is now for people to buy, there's kind of a sense of urgency.
I would agree with that, absolutely. You don't want to be one of those people that look back 2 years from now and said coulda, shoulda, woulda, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why I am bringing you up here, because I want you to see this perspective and figure out how you can help people.
Yeah, well, and the other side of that is interest rates are really low right now. So from an affordability standpoint, you've got this amazing buying opportunity. And then you've got really low interest rates and wonderful low to no down payment loan programs available for these families. So a good number of our families, Rob, are taking advantage of a grant program called Home Plus or Home in 5, and their down payment assistance grants up to 5%. And as long as you live in the house for 3 years, 100% of that is forgiven. So,
yeah, we're just coming up on our first commercial development right by the freeway, and that is going to be a Sprouts, and there'll be a Harkin Cinema in there.
wow.
So this freeway is definitely bringing commercial development to the area, and of course, with commercial development brings more housing.
And more jobs.
And so there are great deals still on houses, that have already, pre-owned houses. And I think we're still below market value on those houses.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think Laveen is one of those areas that has a tremendous opportunity for appreciation over the next 5 years.
Now, there are people, and we've met them through our events, who have said, I can't buy now. And they get discouraged. So, what would you tell them?
I'm glad you bring that up, Rob, because it's so important for people to come in and find out where they're at and really put together a game plan for home ownership. There's so many families that are so much closer than they realize, and with just a little bit of encouragement and clear and concise advice, families can really achieve the dream.
And so, we've talked about starting the planning even before you're thinking about buying a house, or even before you start to make plans to.
No, you're absolutely right. I encourage our families to start about 6 months before their lease is up or before they're ready to pull the trigger, and that really allows us an opportunity to put together a roadmap to home ownership, which helps them understand how much money they need to have available, and what they can be doing, with their credit between now and then to really get the best borrowing terms available.
And the great thing about you is, yeah, you give them a roadmap, you give them a plan. They leave your office with a plan in hand.
They do. You're absolutely right. And I'll tell you what, the people who are really committed, it's amazing what they can achieve in just a very short period of time.
Well, speaking of commitment, Rick Rademaker, our pilot, he bought a house last year.
He did.
You helped him with his mortgage. I helped him buy his house. And
Yeah.
I don't know, Rick, if you can speak to the process that you went with Tara.
Well, I can do that. I've got to make a turn here as we're doing it, though. Yeah, Tara was very helpful in helping us get our credit to where it needed to be, getting all the little things paid off that had to be paid off so that our credit was at its optimum for the financing. And it was very obvious that she really knows what she's talking about on this stuff because it was just a smooth thing all the way through, absolutely no issues all the way through.
Well, and I can tell you, Rick is one of those clients that you give him a specific action plan and he goes right to work. And him and his wife just did a fantastic job executing on the roadmap that we put together. And in the end, they were able to achieve that dream of getting their home sold and buying a new home.
So it was, I want to say the process before we started looking, Rick, was what, about 2 years, wasn't it?
We spent a lot of time getting an idea of what we wanted and where we wanted to be, and then started rolling it down to the exact neighborhoods and then the exact kind of house we wanted. We wanted a single floor, single level, and it all came together very nicely. But getting started early was really key.
And I have to ask you, how great was your realtor, Rick?
He took me to see Paul McCartney last night.
So he was pretty good.
He was pretty good.
I'm talking about customer service.
Oh, customer service was great. Customer service was great. Rob was there when I needed him. No, but I mean, you and I have been friends for a long time. You took really good care of me, and if you take care of your other customers as good as you took care of me, you're in for a really good experience.
Well, the other thing, too, I think that's important to touch on, Rob, is your passion for the community of Laveen is so obvious in your actions. And the way that you serve that community with the events that you put together and the continued education, and really just trying to get ahead for families to see an opportunity so that they can take advantage of that, I just think is wonderful.
Well, I will tell you this, I wouldn't want to do any of these events without you.
Well, we sure appreciate it. We absolutely love being included. It's, that Santa event and this last Easter event is really the highlight of some of the events that we have the opportunity to participate in. So thank you again for allowing us just to be a part of that.
And I always say this in front of your husband, Chad, that you are my work wife.
That is true. That is true.
So just harkening back to Rick's situation of at least a couple of years before you started the process, Rick. For anybody who thinks that I'm maybe 2-3 years away from buying a house, that may or may not be true. But even if it is true, I would again suggest that they go see you just to start the process.
That's kind of what we did. We spent a lot of time just looking at the different paths that we could take, and then having a plan of action. So for us, that worked out really good. We got to know Tara. Plus, we got to know her from various events at work that Tara came to, and it was just a lot of fun. All right, where to from here?
We can head back.
So we're back on the ground. Freeway update complete. Tara, what are your thoughts?
Oh my gosh, that was so much fun. Rick did an amazing job. He was a tremendous pilot. And Rob, as always, your update was just fantastic.
So from an opportunity standpoint, what are you thinking about the Laveen area?
Oh my gosh, honestly, I'm thinking, Chad and I need to buy a rental property. And I'd love one of those big, beautiful houses at the base of Superstition, or what is it?
South Mountain.
South Mountain. So
She's an East Valley girl.
I am an East Valley girl, but you know what? Today's update made me question that.
Rick Rademaker, Arizona Flight Training Center. Talk about your business really quickly.
We do charter flights. We train pilots from beginners to professionals, all the way to flight instructors. We do a lot of military pilots to the transition to the airlines. Been doing it for a long, long time.
He certainly has. Rick's been my flight instructor. He's been my client, my friend, pilot. Terrific. Mentor. Yes, absolutely. So I'm on vacation in July. So we'll make this the June-July update. The next one will be late August. Hopefully you'll be with us again.
I hope to be there. Thank you.
We'll see you then.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.